Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today I have a Transformers The Last Night review for you. This is Voyager class Megatron. Now it has been really hard for me to get any kind of Wave 2 stuff for The Last Night. As you guys probably know, I don't think the movie did very well, and I don't know if that's hurt the toy line or not, but stores got a ton of Wave 1, and so Wave 2 just hasn't been anywhere. If you've been listening to our podcast, Geek Each Week, me and Shugen Shinobi have been talking about this for a while. So I found out that Hasbro's website, HasbroToyShop.com, had pretty much all the Wave 2 stuff. So I finally just made an order, and here it is. It arrived today. So I'm very excited to finally find these. And it's a bummer that they're just not really in stores. I think I don't know, I'm hoping they'll eventually start showing up in stores, but it might be where a situation where they have so much of Wave 1 that by the time they finally sell enough to order more, they kind of go right to Wave 3 and they kind of miss out on Wave 2. That has happened in the past for certain things. We'll see what happens. But in any case, here is the packaging. Just says Merciless Tyrant in 4 different languages there. So there's a picture of Megatron there on the side. Not really anything going on that side. On the back just says also look for Hound. And then we have the robot mode, we have the vehicle mode. Not a ton going on with the packaging, I have to be honest. Pretty much nothing there, nothing there. So we'll move on from the packaging, we'll get them out, and we'll take a closer look. So here we have Megatron out of the packaging. And I have to say, this is a really nice robot mode. I like this figure a lot. It's mostly this dark gunmetal gray color. You have a little bit of gold accents throughout the chest and the arms, and a little bit on the gun. And then here for the robot head, you have, again, mostly gray, but you can see on the face sculpt, and I will get closer here so you guys can check this out. A little bit of gold there, then you have a little bit of red up top, and the eyes are kind of that same red. Now, I think this is supposed to be light piping. Yeah, you can kind of see how the eyes and that little bit of red in his neck glows. I think that's light piping. At first I'm just wondering if it's just because I'm shining light into the eyes, but I think it is light piping. So the red is, you can see on the top of the head, the eyes, and then the little bit of the neck there. And then just gold paint for the teeth. But it's a pretty cool head sculpt. Now he's got these horns on the side. He cannot do the battle mask. Only the leader class Megatron can do that. But I have to say, I don't really miss it. I think this head sculpt's pretty cool as it is, and I don't really need it. You have a big Decepticon symbol here on the shoulder. Aesthetically, I kind of wish his arm cannon over here was a little bit longer, but that's just like a personal complaint. It's really not that big a deal. Not really any kibble on the back, which I appreciate. I think they did a pretty good job. I mean, yeah, you have the little tip of the fuselage, but it fits pretty snug against the back, and I really don't feel like it gets in the way at all. You can see how the wings kind of wrap around the back of the calf, but again, I don't think it gets in the way at all. Really nice. Here is the big sword that he comes with. Just one solid piece. Of course, I dropped it. Just molded in that gunmetal gray color. Has a little peg here on the back, so you can see this little peg hole right here. You can peg it in if you want him to have it on his back. I kind of wish it was possible to do it like diagonally, just because I think swords look cooler when they're like at an angle, so you could actually reach the arm back and grab it. Because really, he can't really. Well, maybe he can. Yeah, I guess he can kind of do it, but it just kind of looks awkward. In my opinion, he can't quite reach it. Optimus, his is on an angle and it looks really cool, and I like how they did his. I appreciate that it has the weapon storage. I definitely appreciate it. I just kind of wish that it was at an angle. That's just a personal preference, a minor gripe. Nothing very important, I can promise you. So yeah, articulation-wise, head can, of course, move from side to side, and it is a little on a ball joint, so you can do a little front and back there. Shoulder spins around, and then there is these little pieces on the shoulders, so if you want to move the arm out to the side, it's kind of 2 joints. There is the shoulder joint inside here, and then there's the actual connection to the torso. So you have 2 kind of shoulder joints. So that's nice. You have a bicep swivel, pretty much 90 degrees at the elbow. And then the fists don't move because they rotate into the forearm for the transformation, which we see a lot in Transformer toys. Nothing in the waist. You can move these flaps out of the way if they're impeding your movement of the hips. Pretty standard. Out to the side, front to back. Not really a ratchet, just pin joint, pin swivel. You have a thigh swivel there, pretty much 90 degrees in the knee. And then you do have a little bit of play here in the ankle. And it's mostly due to the transformation, but it works. So you can move that from side to side. So that's pretty cool. I really like this robot mode a lot. I feel like the articulation is all there, everything you'd need. As far as heels, he doesn't have huge heels, as you can see, but he's not overly top heavy or anything like that because he doesn't have a lot of kibble on the back. So really not a problem. He stands perfectly well. You can just kind of give him a little bit of a thigh swivel there, and he really stands pretty well. I mean, not going anywhere anytime soon. So I like it a lot. I really, really like this robot mode. I had watched videos of the leader class as well, and was not really that impressed with the leader class, so I knew I wanted the Voyager. Plus, he's the same size as the Optimus I already have, so it just made sense. But this is a really great robot mode, in my opinion. I like the detail. I mean, sure, could there be more color? Yes, but I feel like Megatron doesn't always have a ton of color in these movies. He's mostly a dark gray or something, and then you have the gold accents. It's really all you need. I mean, maybe a little bit of gold somewhere in the legs. That's about all I could ask for, but it's really not a big deal. I think overall, it's a really nice robot mode, and I like it a lot. So let's go ahead and get into the transformation. Alright, so in my opinion, the transformation is a lot of fun, and it's a really nice testament to some toy engineering. I think they did a really nice job. I just go ahead and put this off to the side. You can bring it into play later once the transformation's done, but it doesn't stay anywhere during the transformation. So first step, always rotate the fists into the forearms, as we like to do. So you got that done. Come over to the hand cannon over here. You're going to fold the barrel up at this big joint right here, just like that, and then you're going to rotate it back to the back of the arm. Now, if you really wanted, you could leave the cannon like that on his arm all the time if you like it a little bit better on his underarm as opposed to the side of his forearm. That's personal preference. That's up to you. He comes in the package like this, so you kind of have to push it up to put it where it's supposed to go because it technically should be on the side of his forearm. But if you like it better underneath, that's your preference. Again, you want that bent back for the transformation. So at this point, you're going to come up here and you're going to rotate the head 180 degrees, just like that. Now with the fuselage piece, I had a little bit of trouble, and it's not that it's difficult, it's just a little bit of a clearance issue, and I'll try to show you what I mean. You can see these little tabs, there's one right here, and then there's one right there. So they're going to peg in right, and I know there's like no light because it's all dark. See that little tab hole right there? My finger is right in the way, right there, and there's another one right there. So you have to bring this up, but you can see there's also like these posts right here and here, so you kind of have to like clear that while at the same time rotating it around, but you can't push it all the way up because you need, like if you push it all the way up like that, you can see how you haven't pegged those in, so you kind of have to like rock it back. I don't know why I always have so much trouble with this, so try to get it back. There you go. Once you have it like that, then you can push it all the way up. So there you go. So that's a little difficult. At least I have trouble with it. And it's only because these pieces here get in the way. So I guess if you wanted, you could kind of lift them up and bring this assembly back if it would make it a little bit easier for you. Because the next step is going to be to unhook right here these chest pieces. You can see they tab in to the chest right there. So you're just going to unhook those, and then you're going to rotate these back and just open that up a little bit. So if you wanted, you could kind of like tip this back a little bit and then just kind of make sure the fuselage part cleared that, and then you could kick it on. So if that's a little bit easier for you, you could just do the steps in that order. It's just a tiny bit different. So now you're going to come to here. You're going to straighten these arms down like this. And then you can see how there's a big hole right here. the arm cannon piece is going to rotate in there, and there's a little tab right there, which is going to tab in right there. So as you rotate this in, you're going to tab that in and just make sure everything lines up so it's where it's supposed to be. And then after you do that, there's a tab here, which is going to peg into the other forearm. So you bring this in and then tab the two forearms together. And it's not doing it because, there we go. Okay, so once that's done, that's kind of where the arms get situated. Then you're just going to take these parts that were pegged into the chest and just fold them in just up against that section. So this is kind of your whole back of the jet section, but it was the whole chest and arms. So now you have this part down here. You're going to bring these down. This was the side skirt, and you're going to actually rotate this 180 degrees, which is a little difficult to do, but you can do it. Oh, you know why? Because I'm rotating it wrong. You don't rotate them out. You rotate it this way. I'm going to break the toy on you. You don't want to see that. So you're going to rotate that like this. There you go. Then you're going to leave these out to the side, and you can lift up the front skirt pieces just to get them out of the way temporarily. So you're going to come to the back with the robot legs. You can turn these so that they face in towards each other and kind of push the knee caps, or I guess they're kneecaps, push them kind of up against the thigh. You're going to unpeg the wings and just straighten them out like that. Very simple. Unpeg, straighten them out. Okay, at this point you have the feet, which you're going to fold like this, just like that. Then right here, where the you can kind of see, and it's a little difficult, oops, it's a little bit lighter gray right here than the wing piece, so you can kind of see that's where the joint is, where there's a slightly different color variation in the gray. That's where you're going to rotate this in. Now, underneath the wing here, there is a peg right there, and that's going to peg in to the foot right there. So you're just going to rotate that in until that peg pegs into the foot, and it should look like that when you're done. And then you're going to do that on the other side. So repeat, peg that in, you're all set. Next, you're going to kind of move the legs out of the way so you can rotate this whole section down, and you'll see it just kind of sits there like that. I don't know why the forearms don't want to stay pegged together. They're being difficult. Okay, so now you can see the jet is starting to take shape. You're going to kind of just push these here, just to kind of, they don't peg in yet, but they just kind of get them in place. You're going to come underneath, and you can see there's these two little peg spots on what were the forearms, and there's these two little pegs on the skirts. So you're going to bring them up, and they're going to peg into that, just to shore that up a little bit, give you a little bit of stability. So that's all pegged in. And now for what I think is the coolest part. You're going to lift these up, these side skirts, and they are going to fill in these gaps. So you can see here that there is, let me get a little bit closer, slot right here and here. That's going to fit onto these pegs here and here. And then also there's spots in the wings here, and they're going to peg into these pegs here and here. So you just drop these straight down, and this will all peg together and stay solid. Drop this down. And then you have your wings and you have your jet. And I have to say, this is a fairly simple looking jet, but I really like it. I don't know why. It's like alien while being human all at the same time. I can't really describe it. It definitely has an alien feel to it, but it's not outside the realm of being like a, you know, human inspired or designed jet. So I don't know, it's kind of a nice hodgepodge of the two, but it's a really neat transformation. Some really nice toy engineering there, and it almost kind of looks like there's a face, like the cockpit here has these two red eyes, and it almost looks like a beak or a mouth or something. It almost gives me like a Beast Machines vibe. I don't know why. Just does a little bit. I'm trying to see if there's any landing gear. I don't think so. But, I mean, I don't need it. I very rarely care about that. That's just personally. There's a peg here. You can go ahead and peg it in right here. If you want to put this on the top, you can store the sword. Doesn't look amazing, but it doesn't look bad either. I probably would have preferred storage underneath, but we didn't get it. And I don't know why these will not stay pegged together, but luckily it's not a big deal. So yeah, I really, really like this vehicle mode. I really do. Like I said, it's simple, but it's elegant. I love the color scheme. You get a little bit more gold here. You have this middle part here. You have the gold on the wings, which I think looks really sharp. And then you have the gold and the red up here in the cockpit for the plane. So I like it a lot. I really do. It's, like I said, it's simple, but I like it. It looks good. Really excellent vehicle mode in my opinion. I think this is an absolutely fantastic figure. If you can find it, I highly recommend you pick it up. It's kind of frustrating because I seem to see the Megatron Leader class figure everywhere, and I could not find the Voyager class Megatron in any stores. But like I said, if you really want it, head over to Hasbro Toy Shop. As of the recording of this video, they still had it in stock, so head over there and grab it if you're looking for it. Like I said, I don't personally own the Leader class figure, but after watching videos and seeing things, I definitely think this is the superior figure of the two, and it happens to be the cheaper one, which is a nice bonus. So, I think this is fantastic, regardless of if you want both. If you already have the Leader class, you know, you might be someone who likes to grab both, and that's all good. But I definitely think this one's worth picking up. If you already have the Leader class, I wouldn't necessarily overlook this figure because I think it's really well done. Really nice transformation. It's very fun. It's very intuitive and clever. I really like how it transforms. I think the paint all looks great. The head sculpts and everything are good. The accessories it comes with are nice. I don't have a bad thing to say about this toy. It's just fun. I really like it a lot. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like and share this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you guys have enjoyed this look at Voyager class Megatron from Transformers: The Last Knight. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.